Hi, we're going to discuss the renal plasma flow, renal blood flow, glomerular filtration rate, and filtration fraction briefly. So you can see over here we have the abbreviations. We have the renal blood flow, RBF, renal plasma flow, RPF, glomerular filtration rate, GFR, and filtration fraction, FF. So the renal blood flow is the volume of blood being delivered to the kidney per unit time. The RPF, the renal plasma flow, is the volume of plasma being delivered to the kidney per unit time. And so you can see over here that the renal plasma flow is the RBF times 1 minus the hematocrit, which is the percentage of the blood that is red blood cells. Now, typical renal plasma flow, if you want to get a general idea, might be on the order of 600 mils of plasma per minute. You don't need to memorize that number, but it's a good idea to have a feel for what sorts of numbers we're looking at. The glomerular filtration rate, or the GFR, that is the amount of the plasma that is being filtered at the level of the glomerulus per unit time. And a typical unit for GFR would be something like 120 mils of plasma per minute. You also could look at it on the order of liters per day, and in that case, might be something like 180 liters a day. Again, don't memorize those numbers, but it's good to have a feel for what those numbers are. The filtration fraction is what fraction of the blood, or the plasma that was delivered to the kidney is filtered. And if you look at the numbers that I just gave you, 120 mils per minute of plasma filtered per time, it's a GFR, and about 600 mils of plasma delivered to the kidney per unit time, that fraction is about 20% or 1/5. And so the units of filtration fraction are given as a percentage. These are really important terms to be familiar with because we're going to be utilizing them to describe some very important processes in the kidney that will be very helpful when we're discussing more complex topics like clearance, for example.